Next on ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend, Las Cruces police is still on the hunt for a man who robbed a store at the Mesilla Valley Mall, forcing an evacuation and causing panic. And the flag controversy continues. After an American flag painting was covered, the developer, Hunt Communities, is trying to reconcile with the Canutillo School District, but it seems many aren't willing to move on. And a proposed bill that would ban coyote killing contests in New Mexico moves one step closer to becoming law. And in Storm Track weather, Dan.
We have a very nice day ahead of us for our Valentine's Day, but what about for the rest of the 7 days? We'll talk about that coming up.
It's all the news you need to start your Saturday, February 14th, 2015. ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC7's Good Morning El Paso weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day. Bring on the flowers and the stuffed teddy bears, the candy hearts, and the drugstore aisles lined with pink and red. Many of you will exchange cards, candy, gifts, or flowers with your special Valentine. The day of romance we call Valentine's Day is named for a Christian martyr and dates back to the 5th century. Hope you all have a great day filled with love. Meanwhile, let's begin with a look at your first forecast with Storm Tracker Dan Martinez, who has some good news. It's going to be a great Valentine's Day, right, Dan?
Yeah, temperatures are going to be very nice today. Take a look at your day planner forecast this morning, the Valentine's edition of it at least. And we have temperatures expected at 63 degrees at noon, 67 around 2 o'clock this afternoon, and 66 degrees by about 5 o'clock. So if you have dinner plans with a special someone today, definitely going to be, the weather at least is going to be cooperating, or at least on your side of the arrangements. Now, clouds and radar, we are tracking our next system over to the south of us, and this system will bring us some possibilities for some rain showers. Now, current temperatures 43 degrees El Paso, Las Cruces, and for Deming as well. We just switched to 43 at Ruidoso as well, and we'll end here with Powell Elementary School. Things looking very nice out there this morning. So we'll be talking more about this. Also coming up, we're going to be talking to Ginger Z and Rob Marciano from ABC News. They're going to be talking about a special that's going to be airing here on ABC7 tomorrow. Crystal Clyde will have that interview a little bit later, right,
Yes,
Josie?
really neat interview, by the way. Looking forward to that. Thanks, Dan. And we have breaking news this morning for you. A man is dead after a traffic accident in East El Paso. This happened just before 6 this morning on the 9000 block of Alameda near Zaragoza. This is video from Around the Clock news crew. Police tell us 2 vehicles were involved in the crash and 3 people were taken to the hospital. Again, 1 person is dead. We're told Alameda between Old Pueblo and Zaragoza is closed in both directions, so be aware of that if you are headed in that direction. Our newsroom is working to get more information for you. We'll have updates for you throughout our newscast. In Las Cruces, police are still searching this morning for the man they say robbed a store inside the Mesilla Valley Mall yesterday. Police released this surveillance footage of the suspect. He's described as Hispanic, possibly in his mid-30s with a goatee and mustache. He was wearing a dark-colored hoodie and blue jeans. Authorities say this is the man who robbed the courthouse boutique. An employee told police the man displayed a handgun and demanded money. The mall was evacuated and closed for several hours while authorities searched for the suspect, but he was nowhere to be found. A $1,000 reward is being offered for anyone with information that leads to an arrest. Just call Las Cruces Crime Stoppers. The number is on your screen now, 1-800-222-8477. A new elementary school being built in the Canutillo district had a massive American flag painted on its wall. The colors of the flag didn't match the colors in the rest of the neighborhood, and the developer, Hunt Communities, made the school paint over it a week later. The controversy continues. ABC7's Jerry Nájera has more.
The school is being named after former El Paso Congressman Silvestre Reyes and his wife Carolina. Reyes is also a veteran. He suggested the American flag be painted on one of the walls outside the campus, but the American flag was painted over. Many found it un-American, and now they're continuing talks with the district. This is the flag we're talking about. It was sort of a test run to see what it would look like. But once the developer Hunt Communities got word of the colors, they made the Canutillo district paint over it, saying the colors did not fit the guidelines.
You have a flag there and we walk around and we see it with pride, thinking like, awesome, it's nice that the community's coming together and we have a lot of pride about the flag. And then the next day to see it wiped down, it was almost a spit in our face.
Vince Vargas is a combat veteran. He's also part owner of a military lifestyle clothing brand, Article 15 Clothing. Vargas has a huge active military and veteran following.
We got a lot of phone calls, we got a lot of emails on our social media sites that we run, and they were asking for some help.
The situation actually has a lot of advantages, because we're able to identify a lot of other interested stakeholders, and now we're able to bring them to the table.
Canutillo spokesman Shane Griffith tells me the controversy actually allows for people from the community to bring ideas to the table. Although Hunt communities didn't allow for the flag to be painted, they did donate $10,000 to the district for a flagpole or possibly a veterans memorial. Whether to accept the donation falls on the Board of Trustees.
Basically, the trustees have the decision pending of whether or not to accept it or not.
Vargas says this isn't just about following neighborhood guidelines.
If you allow this to happen from here on out, then what's the next thing that's going to happen? Now we're going to not allow flags to be flown at schools anymore. Then the next step is like we're not allowed to have the flag flown at all anymore. Then after that, it's like we're not even American anymore. And that's one thing, we're just not going to allow that.
Last week, Silvestre Reyes told ABC7, "What have we come to that we don't think the red, white, and blue stands for everything we want our kids to learn in their school?" School officials tell me that they will continue talks with Hunt communities. Canutillo will have a discussion regarding the flag and the donations by Hunt next week, February 24th at 6 p.m. at the Canutillo headquarters. Reporting for Good Morning El Paso Weekend, I'm Jerry Nájera.
Thank you, Jerry. And we have an update on the teen accused of making a terroristic threat against students at El Dorado High School. We've learned he is out of jail. 18-year-old Carlos Castañón pleaded guilty to the accusations. He was released from the El Paso County Jail and given 3 years probation. He had been in jail for a little more than a month after he was arrested at his home in Sunland Park. He tried to fight off being extradited to El Paso, where police say he posted a threat on his Instagram account. The post showed some guns and made mention of students at El Dorado. Castañón, who was also given 200 hours of community service, maintains it was all a joke. And the magistrate courthouse in Las Cruces was the target of vandalism in January, and the graffiti has yet to be removed because it's not an easy fix. This is video from our New Mexico mobile newsroom. We've learned the graffiti will stay on the wall for another 10 days. The building's travertine tile is a highly porous surface, and it's already absorbed the paint. Magistrate Judge Cano tells us it'll likely cost $1,000 to repair. Surveillance video shows a suspect described as a teen wearing a hoodie, spray painting the wall, then taking off on a bike. If you have any information on who did this, please call Las Cruces Police. And New Mexico may stop issuing driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants. The state's House of Representatives passed a bill Thursday that would put an end to it. Democrats who control the state Senate vowed to protect the current law. Meanwhile, the New Mexico Senate has approved a measure that would ban coyote killing contests. The measure was approved by a 27-13 vote yesterday and now heads to the House for consideration. This is video of nearly 40 coyote carcasses found just west of Las Cruces in December. The Southwest Environmental Center told us they were likely killed in a coyote killing contest. The bill would end these contests without restricting the ability of farmers and ranchers to protect their livestock. Animal rights advocates applaud the legislation. Critics say it encroaches on property rights. And new this morning in Mexico, at least 16 people are dead and 30 others hurt after a crash involving a bus and train. This happened in the state of Nuevo León, just across the border from Laredo, Texas. The bus driver tried to cross rail tracks when the train hit the bus. Mexican authorities say the injured were evacuated to a local hospital. And new details and new developments this morning in the murder of those 3 young Muslim students in North Carolina. ABC News has now learned that police found an arsenal of guns and ammo in the house of the suspected killer. The FBI is investigating whether this is a hate crime, and the president is now weighing in too. ABC's Tony Llamas is on the story.
This morning, a look inside the vast gun collection of accused killer Craig Stephen Hicks. ABC News obtaining search warrants showing the man who allegedly shot and killed 3 Muslim students owned more than a dozen firearms, including shotguns, handguns, and an AR-15 assault rifle. This as the FBI and the Civil Rights Division at the Justice Department now launching preliminary investigations to see if any hate crime laws were violated. Outside the White House Friday, scores of Muslims praying and demonstrating.
Only by working together can we truly make a difference.
Calling on the Obama administration to bring hate crime charges against Hicks, the self-described gun-toting atheist. Late Friday, the president issuing this statement about the killings, saying no one should ever be targeted because of who they are, what they look like, or how they worship. We showed the statement to the brother of the 2 sisters, Yusor and Razan Abu Sarha, killed in the shooting.
I'm very humbled that he quoted my sister. I actually broke down in tears.
President even quoting Yusor in his statement, using her words from this oral history project.
There's so many different people from so many different places and of different backgrounds and religions.
Absolutely.
But here we're all one culture.
So far, Hicks has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and has yet to enter a plea. His wife saying he snapped after a parking dispute at the apartment complex where he and the students lived. Tom Llamas, ABC News, Raleigh.
Still ahead on ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso weekend, people still digging themselves out from the major storms that hit the East Coast. And unfortunately, more snow is headed their way. We'll have those details for you. Also, what the El Paso Independent School District Administration is doing about the students charged in the soccer fight. We'll have those details for you coming up. Time now is 8:10. Let's take a live look at traffic this morning. We're taking a look at I-10 and Executive. So far, the only major report we have for you is that Alameda is closed in both directions because of that traffic accident. Again, we'll have more details for you throughout the newscast, but just be aware of that if you are headed out there. And in Storm Track weather, Dan.
Well, we could not ask for better weather on this Valentine's Day. We'll be talking about that and what the rest of the 7 days look like coming up after the break.
You're watching ABC 7, where news comes first.
You're watching ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend with Josie Ortegon and Storm Track Weather with Dan Martinez.